Ram, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going to be having some fun because we're going to jund them out. We're going to be playing a bunch of ways to sacrifice some things. Maybe even just beat our opponent down with some +1/+1 counters. Maybe a super shredder. Just a lot of ways this deck can get some wins. Starting at the top, we have a couple of requiting hex because, you know, early removal. We need a little bit at least. We have Gene Pollinator to help us with our mana. Some Obsessive Pursuit, so we have some things we can sacrifice. We do also have Super Shredder, because we are going to be sacrificing some things, which also brings us to Legion Extruder. We can deal 2 damage, or turn some of these artifacts into 3/3s. Badger Mole Cub to help with our mana situation and get us extra bodies. Michelangelo, since we're turning all these things into counters, hopefully. We do have some Biotech Specialists, which, if we're going to be sacrificing things, allows us to do 2 damage for each item. The Ooze. This can help us just keep cycling those mutagen tokens, which can be more damage for our Biotech Specialists, maybe more counters for our Super Shredder. We do have Leatherhead, which can also get rid of artifacts and enchantments, which is super nice. And just having the Hexproof counter when you're able to put a bunch of +1/+1s on it is super sweet on a Trampler. We have Rottenmouth Viper. This is the thing we could take advantage of all those extra artifacts with. Cause some real problems for our opponent. We are getting to play a couple of copies of Gold Vein Hydra as well, a card you don't get to see too often, but it does generate some treasures, which we could then sacrifice those to all those other cards we've been talking about. And of course, Mutagen Man, because getting to sacrifice things for free is always awesome, but +1/+1 counters are even better. Yeah, this is going to be a crazy one. No idea if it's going to work or not, but we're going to find out. Before we do that, though, if you're thinking about buying some magic, go check out our friends over at Tales of Adventure. That's TOAMagic.com. Why? Because you get 5% off on your whole order if you're willing to use my code DRAGON. That's DRAGN. So it's a great way to bling out your deck while saving yourself some money and supporting the channel. But all that being said, let's go see if this crazy jund pile of sacrificial artifacts can actually get us some wins. Alright, this hand seems reasonable, so I guess we're going to keep it. Alright, take some damage here. Play a Pollinator. Wonder if our plant... I guess we just Super Shredder knowing we're going to lose it. It's kind of tough, but it's probably correct. And I think I'm willing to attack for 1 here. Plus, if they have, like, split up, they have to choose. Yeah, Authority of the Consoles is fine. Huh. What are we doing here? If we Mutagen Man, we probably get everything just lost with Day of Judgment next turn. What if we... test the waters here? Okay, so they don't have anything. So it probably is going to be a Day of Judgment. Tap this. Alright, Shredder gets bigger. Backup Shredder's kind of nice here, actually. Don't mind that. Alright. If there is a split up, here we go. Or Day of Judgment. Same thing here. Oh, no, it was an Overlord. That's actually not nearly as bad as it could have been. That could have been way worse. Too bad I don't have a way to give something trample here. That would be nice. Because we could Mutagen Man for just a big Shredder, but that kind of sucks. So I probably ended up splitting the counters across like the Pollinator. And I'm not super excited about that, but it's probably the correct thing to do. So let's go 2. Could have went for a 3rd, but like I said, I think we're going to put counters on the Pollinator so we can just attack with all of it. Yeah, I guess. Why not? Okie dokie. I mean, we lose to a bunch of cards here, so I'm not even going to worry about it. This is just like, if the opponent has the things, they have the things.
I'll phase through anything that stands in my way.
Sure.
I have identified the suspects.
Not even mad about that, actually. That could have went so many other ways. And that works out kind of well for us. So, we get to... Oh, I should have played one of these tapped, because it's not We're not going to have the mana to do what I want. Neither here nor there, though. That's fine. Oh, no, I guess we did. Never mind. The math works out fine. Go ahead and sack another. And then... Oh, never mind, because it's one less. So I was right. Let's attack the opponent. Let's attack Kaya. Put counters on the Pollinator. Opponent goes to 6.
I don't stay gone.
In the turn. You could also randomly play Goldvein Hydra for 0 if you wanted to, which is amusing. Just to put counters on your Super Shredder. Like, weird strategy hack if it ever comes up, which is amusing. Alright. Let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The opponent has a billion ways to deal with creatures, I'm sure. I'm just hoping one of these Tramplers sticks and we could do something. It's kind of all we're up to here. Alright. Bitter Triumph, sure. So they're at 4. So far, we're still kind of in the same situation. This time we'll Hydra for 6. So they'll go to 5. Currently, we can put 2 counters on a thing. Actually, we'll be able to sack 3 permanents and make that a 9/9 at a minimum. Plus lifelink. So if we can survive this turn, we could be okay. If they find removal here, get rid of our Goldvein Hydra, we just lose. Oh, they're going to kill themselves to draw another card? Awesome! How did we win this game? I feel like I didn't even play well. The opponent just played a bunch of removal and tokens. But, hey, sometimes you just get there, I guess. I don't have a good explanation for this one, y'all. This one felt weird. It felt like we were behind. I guess this is a case where Obsessive Pursuit just drew us into enough threats. And having the Hydra as a Trampler worked out. Well, we can't keep this one, that's for sure. We don't even have a single bit of green mana there. Let's put back 1 Blood Crypt. Oh, no! Oh, no. I looked at the lands wrong. Oh, this sucks. This sucks. This is terrible. I'm going to take a point just in case we draw another starting town. I thought I had 2 Blood Crypts in hand. I did not. I actually wanted to play a Biotech Specialist this turn. And the reason is, if they have removal or whatever, sometimes you want to get your extra Badger Moles. But I have a backup Badger Mole, so I guess it's fine. But yeah, that did not go at all the way we wanted. Merfolk. Okay. Oh, we did draw the starting town, so that was a correct play there. Let's... I mean, yeah, I guess we Badger Mole. And then Specialists. Play Pollinator. I almost want to attack and trade, but I just don't... Let's see. When it becomes tapped, if it has one of your move a counter... Yeah, it's fine. It's not worth running into that. I mean, if we draw a Viper, we can just cast it. We don't even have to sacrifice anything right now. That's how crazy our board state is. But we have some removal spells we could get here that could be helpful. We could get Mutagen Man, or we could just draw Blazemire Verge. Yeah, not great. Not great. Yeah, at least gets us some red mana now without having to take damage, but not much else going on here. This is not good for us. This is looking grim, folks. We got all the mana parts, but nothing to do with it. Yeah, we're going to need something big on one of these turns. Yeah, that's a problem. I mean, you can tap that. That's fine. We weren't going to do anything with that anyway. You got it. I'll just take 3. I don't really care here. There's a mutagen man. That's what we were looking for. All right. So we can go 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can get 8 tokens. I mean, we might as well tap the pollinator too and just get 11. I think that's what we're going to do here. And just end up tapping one of the badger moles. All right. A little bit crazy, but hey, this is where we are, right? Oh, opponent just takes all the damage here. They just die. I forgot. We have the biotech special. Opponent's going to be dead before we even get to attack. It's tapped, but it's still alive, obviously. For some reason, my brain just... Okay, they saw it too. For some reason, my brain targeted, like, when it got tapped, my brain just went, oh, I don't have a specialist right now. But the fact it's still in the battlefield. So it's like, okay, cool. Just make a bunch of mutagen, throw all the mutagen, opponent dies. Don't even need everything else. Oh, this looks like something we could do a little bit with. Maybe, if we get lucky. If Shredder lives, I don't know what the likelihood of that is, but maybe. Also to the point, it makes me wonder, are we supposed to Michelangelo instead of Shredder first? But I think we're still just going to Shredder first. And if they just have their mobile, they have it. Which is fine. Sometimes you just put your opponent to the test, and if they have it, they have it. Alright, well, they didn't have it that time. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Alright, let's go and get Shredder. Let's play the other pollinator. I mean, they're playing red-white, right? The Shredder's not going to live here. Let's be real. If it does, it's going to be miraculous. Wow, okay, miracles do happen, I guess. So, if we mutagen man, we didn't draw a land, so really, we can only mutagen man for 2. For 1, actually, unless we just want to tap Super Shredder. No, even if we tap Super Shredder, still 1, because I end up with a pollinator we can't do anything with. If I do Michelangelo first... Actually, this makes more sense, because maybe we could find a land next turn. And do these need to tap to do their thing? They do, so I can't actually tap them to itself, which would have been nice. Actually, cancel that. You know what I want to do, actually? I want to tap a Michelangelo. Because I can still block with the pollinator, which just makes more sense. Alright, let's crack that. Put the counter on... Yeah, I'm just going to put the counter on Michelangelo anyway. And because Shredder, I assume, is already going to be drawing attention. Now, opponent could play something rough here, like a War Leader's Call. Ah, so they did go after Shredder, like we thought. Okay, good putting the counters on Michelangelo. Alright, we need an untapped land deck. This is where we want to be. An opponent does nothing. So... We could mutagen man for 1. We could... I don't think we're playing Rottenmouth Viper here. Alright, let's go Super Shredder. Do we do this for 1? Is it worth it, I guess, is the question. I don't know that it is. I think we're supposed to wait. Also, there's the option that we could just make a bunch of mutagen tokens and then sacrifice those to the Rottenmouth Viper if this Super Shredder doesn't make it. So that's also a possibility. Opponents kept making a lot of tokens and stuff here. They might have some plans. Okay, now they'll be able to sacrifice some headliners. So that's not good. So we want another land, hopefully. Ooh, whoa, that... Well, wasn't expecting to draw that card. Oh boy. So we have access to 5 mana right now. I'm going to assume at a minimum Super Shredder doesn't survive here. So let's Specialist. Mutagen Man for 1. Because that's all we can do. Tap this. Tap Specialists. Sack. Put a counter on Mutagen Man. Which will grow Shredder anyway. Deal 2 to the opponent. No attacks. And then we force them to choose here, right? What are they going to sack? Where are they going to try to kill? And then Viper's our backup plan, I guess. Yeah, we knew this was coming. So they got to make their tokens so they can sacrifice some things and all that good stuff. Now, attacking with the Werefox Bodyguard is a little weird. But if they're doing that, I'm assuming their plan is not to kill Shredder. Which would make sense. Well, that's fine. You don't get the attack trigger for that because things are already attacking. So we're not too worried about that. Yeah, this is a weird attack because we're at 16 unless they have something else because we know they're going to spend the mana. Yeah. And you're growing our Shredder, which means the other one's going to kill the other Shredder. So we're going to get a Shredder back. Yeah, kind of weird. Kind of weird. All right, we're going to block here, I guess. Take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We will go to 6. I mean, opponent could just kill us next turn. Oh, guess we went to 7. My bad. Now, all of these will grow Shredder, which gives us a chance to possibly beat them here. Oh, wait, actually we can, because we can sack everything. Oh, and there's a Mutagen Man. All right, so... Oh, but this puts all the counters at once from sacrificing. Wait, are each of these an individual trigger? If so, if we sack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Then, because we only sack non-lands, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mutagen Man doesn't do anything extra for us. I'm just trying to figure out. Oh, and these would also deal damage because this is when you sacrifice an artifact. Yeah, I don't think they can do anything with 1 mana. All right, we're going to go ahead and Rottenmouth Viper here. We're going to... Actually, hold on. Let's get black mana out of this first. Because if these are going... Oh, we can't get rid of Michelangelo, though. So we need to get sack 1, 2... Oh, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's fine. We have the 1 mana, so that's the black. Sack 1, 2... And then that's 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Okay, cool. I think this is... I'm going to sack this one, too. All right. I don't know why I feel like that extra bit matters there. Like, get those extra points of damage. Yeah, okay, each one is an individual trigger. That's what I thought. And since they only have 1 blocker... Yep. Cool. Yep, GG's. Alright, get in there. Sick. Wow. Love it. Yeah, survived a crazy attack from opponent on that previous step. But because they gave us a chance to get our Super Shredder back, it got all those counters, and then we got there. That being said, if we took 5 counters off of this, opponent's still at -2, so I guess it didn't really matter that much. But yeah, really cool stuff there. Not a way I thought we were going to get there, but this deck's winning all kinds of ways, which is great. Okay, Super Shredder. You showed up early. Don't mind that. Now, hold up a second. You're not supposed to also be doing artifacty things. Right, when it dies, we each get a lander token, though, right? So that actually helps us out. It's one of those things you just kind of tuck away in your brain of like, that's a thing we could take advantage of. Okay, not quite Super Shredder time, but we're getting close. I think I'm going to go ahead get rid of their Pollinator. And then I can play 2 things or play Super Shredder, activate. Though we could Super Shredder and then have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we could actually sacrifice a lot next turn. We could have a big turn here, actually. This is nice. So if we Super Shredder first, then we can play Viper. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, we're in. Submit 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the opponent just has a decision to make. Which of these are you more afraid of at this stage? Probably sack the Gold Vein Hydra. You get a treasure. All right, cool. That was nice. It's turned out the Super Shredder and Rocket Mouth Viper might be the backbone of the deck. Who knew? Oh, what do we do with this? I guess we keep it. It doesn't feel great, though. Okay, maybe that changes things. I mean, I guess at the very least, if it lives, we could Badger Mole into Obsessive Pursuit, which is probably important. Ooh, that could be better here too, though. All right, let's try Badger Mole. Might get countered here. Anything? Nothing. That's concerning. All right. Not sure what the opponent's doing. So we didn't counter anything and we didn't target anything? Oh, we're filling up the graveyard. We're doing that. Okay. Well, they already got their pieces. So they do their thing. We're just going to lose. I mean, you have a land. If they have Super or Superior Spider-Man in hand, then they just have it. All right. They should just hope they don't have it in hand. That's all we can do. Question is, can we do enough to get there this turn? Or at least put them in a position where it's not good for next turn. Can't sack lands. I can play Leatherhead, but that doesn't do much. But it's something. I guess tap that. All right. Okay, they didn't have it. I don't know why they're not playing anything here, though. That's a little weird. Playing Michelangelo. Sacking Mutagen to... I mean, maybe they're going to, like, Aetherize or something here. Which... I could see that being a thing. So I'm only going to attack with Leatherhead. Yeah. It wasn't even that? Oh, bruh, are you serious? I mean, I'll kill it because it doesn't matter if it's in play or in the graveyard. I mean, if they get the card they need, we lose anyway. What can I sacrifice here? It has to be non-land. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be everything. That's not really worth it. All right. They gotta have something. Another way to fill the yard? Okay, consult. If you don't find it here, then we just got supremely lucky, I guess. But I have to assume we're dead. Just play Superior Spider-Man. The game's over. Wow, they didn't find it? I had the GGs queued up and everything. Now, this is, again, why I say this probably once or twice a week. When watching games from us creators, don't look at just does a deck win or lose. Look at how decks won or lost. Now, admittedly, if we found an ooze, we probably would have been fine here, but we didn't. And we could have lost a bunch of different ways in this game. We just got lucky and got away with it. Like, while I will, at the end of the video, get to say, oh, we only lost one game, or whatever we've lost to this point. I don't even know if we've lost. If we did, it's only one. But I don't even know if we've lost. I'd have to go back and look. Anyway, I'll get to the video and be able to give you a crazy stat, but you also take in consideration this game could have very well been a loss and probably should have been a loss. Somehow, the opponent got severely unlucky, milling stuff into the graveyard twice and using a Consult the Star Charts with the kicker somehow. So those happen, though. That's Magic. I'm just saying, something to keep in mind. Yeah, we'll keep this. I mean, we're kind of tied to this Pollinator a little more than I would like, but I guess it's okay. Bushwhack. All right, they're going to make sure they have lands. That feels like a hand where you probably kept a one-lander to make sure you get to, like, play your Badger Mole Cub. Don't know if that's true, but that's what that feels like. Or you get to play your Bristly Bill. That might be a little bit scarier, actually. Kind of amusing. Not often you're afraid of a Bristly Bill, but in this case, a little concerning, especially since I'm going to have to take some damage along the way. Oh, if I do this... Oh, that's unfortunate. So I have to do this... I have to play Pollinator first. Then do it. Or else doing it the other way, I wouldn't be able to play two things. That's funny. Sometimes things work out awkwardly. All right, here's the good news. We could play a tap land. We could play a Hydra next turn for 3. Give us a reasonable blocker. Maybe blocking it dies, and then we could do some Pursuit plus Rottenmouth Viper shenanigans the following turn and see where that goes. Maybe. Might be our only hope here. Because this hand was not good. This is a hand where we need some removal cards, what we need. Fortunately, I don't think Biotech Specialist was important to our plan at all. Oh, we're requiting Hex. You changed it. Actually, no, it turns out that actually was important to our plan because we needed another creature to be able to tap the Pollinator here. And we don't have that. Good news. We can stop a Tifa. We could gain life even. So that's kind of nice. Alright, so bare minimum, we're going to do that. So let's remove Tifa. I'm willing to put a counter on one of our creatures just to gain the life. I think that's fine. Should I go look for a land here? I think so. Can't see a world where we died anything crazy here. You know, famous last words and all that, but we'll see. We could also gain some life with Restless Cottage. They found a Mossborn Hydra. That sucks for us. Alright, well, need another removal spell now. Or we're just dead next turn. Actually, we're probably dead anyway. Because we're going to be at 16, and that's going to hit us for more than 16. Alright, what can we do? Oh, a tap land. That kind of does us in, unfortunately. Yeah, drawing our only 2 tap lands here early. I think that's all she wrote. Is there a way we could win otherwise? We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. No, not really. I think we got to go for the full 5. Oh, we can't even do 5. We can do 4. Ugh. Yeah, that tap land really wrecked us from getting other options here. Tough. Yeah, and 1 land means we just lose. Alright, well, this is a matchup I think we can win. We just had some bad luck there. Here's Tifa. I mean, it doesn't matter. They have a land, obviously. Opponent, just play a land and beat us. What are you doing? Anything that puts a land on the battlefield beats us here. There you go. You got it. Congrats. That works. Yeah, we're keeping this. I don't know, double ooze feels a little bit bad, but I mean, this just feels like a hand I can't really get rid of. Yeah. I was just betting if I was going to play Starting Town there or not. Opponent's leaving mana up, which means whatever we play here is about to be countered. So I'm going to start with the ooze. This is just to try to bait out a counter, because I don't want to give up my other cards here. This at least has the opponent thinking about it. So that's a good thing. They don't have... Usually, if they're going to counter and they just have a bunch, they just start firing it off and not care, kind of indiscriminately. Oh, they had to give us a card, and it's one that countered a creature. And they don't have a way to counter non-creatures. So that's... Put that one away in your brain for later. They were willing to give us a card because they didn't have a way to counter a non-creature spell. Those are the little things that every once in a while will give you some information. So take it where you can. If you were doing a basic check, guess what? We do have basics, opponent. We're crafty like that. Oh, and a mutagen man. Okay. Trying to figure out what this needs to look like now. Let's play a biotech specialist. Let's go ahead and play the other ooze. Pass the turn. Sweeper? No sweeper. Wow, what does the opponent have? I feel like I'm going to get beat by something I should be seeing coming, but I don't know what's happening right now. Oh, you're going to counter this effect. No, not even that. Wow. Okay, I have no clue what's happening. Huh. All right, let's test the waters here. Let's put a counter on the pollinator. Because it's not worth overcommitting into some counter or whatever here. So just like, okay, I guess. Go attacking with just the pollinator. Nothing? What's happening? I don't even know what's going on right now. I have no clue. I'm so lost. Genuinely. I guess we're going to search for cards here or something? Okay, Meringue River Regent makes sense at least. Here's what my plan is. Because I was thinking, I don't know, they have Aetherize or some bounce where they're going to flash in like a Wan Shi Tong and block something last turn, but they didn't do any of those things. So I'm going to assume if you have Ultima, we're going to lose all these things. No matter what, we're planning on sacking a Lander token. Then maybe getting in with a big Gold Vein Hydra. And then Mutagen Man, maybe Legion Extruder from there. But we'll see. Alright, not an Ultima. It's a Day of Judgment. That's fine. Still works with our plan. Hopefully we're not missing out on an extra 1 or 2 points that we'll feel bad about later. Alright. Since something had counters, we get an extra Mutagen back. Remove this, I guess. Alright. Let's go big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go 5/5 Hydra. Also, this is fun. If Hydra dies, we get all that mutagen plus the extra treasure. So we get a lot of mana. This is where it'd really be nice to have a Restless Cottage or whatever here. Oh, opponents. Why are you being so cheeky? I mean, if you're wondering, by chance, if I'm going to use any of these mutagen on Gold Vein Hydra, the answer is no. So, actually I say it. I have to attempt to use one, huh? Because that'd be silly not to. Because we at least can create lethal, supposedly. Obviously they could bounce it or something. Or just get lost. Works fine. I was going to say, you got to do something here. Look at everything we get for this, though. And we get counters on Shredder. Like, this is so good. And I'm going to attempt to just Legion Extruder you. 3 steps ahead? Sure, that seems reasonable. Play... Actually, might as well just take the 2, right? And then map. I'm going to keep Pollinator just because it's another body. Alright. So basically now, we have a world where we can just keep generating lethal creatures. Granted, this one doesn't have trample on top, so maybe I should have put it on the bottom, but it just forces the opponent to deal with every card we make now. Now they could make 2 blockers, potentially, and that would still work for them, to stop Shredder for a turn. Alright. And then... Oh, we're going to do something with the creature? Nope, they just lose. Love it. Yeah, I think the place I messed up here is I could have been more patient with the Legion Extruder. I didn't have a reason to have to play it there. And I think at that point there were still 1 or 2 other things I could have done with my mana. So I probably could have waited. Because shooting them for 2... Like, let's say they did have a Ultima or something anyway. It would have put it at risk for no reason. And then on the following turn, I could have shot them for 2. Start working on ways, you know, with Mutagen Man, make some extra tokens or whatever, and start turning those into 3/3. So I kind of took a more risky play, but it worked out. Somehow this deck has managed to beat a couple of control decks, and that feels a little weird, but maybe that's just how things line up. Okay, we get to keep, we have our mana. Actually, ooh, we don't, well, technically, I guess we don't have red and green if this Pollinator does not live. So we might have to reluctantly play a land, play Specialists, so we can do it while we have access to red and green at the same time. Oh, and then Super Shredder shows up. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Alright, let's play Super Shredder. Mostly because I can still play Specialist. Oh, we can't, actually. I was thinking I was going to be able to play Specialist and then crack the Lander token, but we still have the same problem we had last turn. Unless I want to tap Super Shredder, which kind of defeats the purpose of making that play, which is highly disappointing. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to... Oh, that sucks. Again, we're back. Everything keeps coming back to not having the red mana. Alright. Here's what we're going to get red from the starting town. Play the Extruder. We'll get to grow Shredder. Play Pollinator. Oh, could I tap? No, it wouldn't have been any different. Never mind. I was thinking something that doesn't do anything. Arabo's probably coming down here, but if he does, he does. Oh, no, it's a Hinterland Sanctifier. Alright. And a Johnny's Pride Mate. Okay. Alright. We see where things are. So... let's get red. I don't think we're going to tap Extruder at any point. So let's get green. Actually, that's not even the best thing to do here. Hold on. Because we could just play Michelangelo and then sack. Yeah, that's probably better. Let's do this. Let's get green from you. Let's go ahead and play Michelangelo. Let's play Specialist. Tapping for red. Tapping Michelangelo. Tapping for green. Tapping the Extruder. So this lets us get 2 more damage. Then we can crack the Mutagen token to put that on Shredder. So Shredder gets bonus tokens. And we get some damage out of this. Alright. Now they can also Oh. I was like, you're not double blocking there. Okay, the fact that they were even thinking about double blocking makes me feel like they don't have a Shelter by Ghost. Because why would you be willing to take that risk if you're just going to shelter and get all that life back with me only having one blocker, right? That sounds a little bit crazy. However, we have 8 damage on tap with just Specialist right now with the Rottenmouth Viper. Ooh, actually, we have more than that. We actually have lethal damage because we can use... Uh-oh, what's this? Oh, you're just going to flash in Leonardo or whatever. Yeah, that's fine. Like, they gain some life, but we don't really care. It doesn't do anything to the grand scheme of things. All right, we'll take 2. We'll use Extruder to get rid of the Lander token. Yeah, we're going to have lethal a bunch of different ways here. And then we'll just Viper. Sack 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Get all those triggers. And then we have a giant Shredder. Yeah, awesome. I don't even know how big our Shredder was about to be. What do we have? 4 triggers? 1, 2, 3, 4. So Shredder would have been 2 for each of those counters. So that would have been 18. Plus, we were already going to deal 8 directly to the opponent. So even if they could deal with Shredder, Michelangelo and the Biotech Specialist both get to attack. So, yeah. Got a little bit lucky. I said they could have had a Shelter by Ghost. I think we still could win that. It would just definitely extended the game a bit. But yeah, all the pieces come together sometimes. Yeah, this is the type of deck I would say you have a lot of conversations about, right? Because what ultimately is going to happen in the comments if I don't say anything is there going to be a bunch of people that say, oh, you should be playing like the airship and you should be playing this thing. Yes, there are a bunch of cards that sacrifice things. However, what we saw in playing these games is this deck doesn't actually need any of those things. Everything here serves a purpose and does something for what we're hoping it does. Even Badger Mole Cub, while it looks kind of weak, does actually allow us to have extra mana to ramp up to a Rottenmouth Viper if we don't want to sacrifice things. It helps us make extra stuff from our X-Spell creatures like Hydra or with Mutagen Man. You know, Leatherhead is a way to get rid of artifacts and enchantments. Also, just being hard to remove when you're stacking counters on something is important. Like, obviously, Super Shredder works. Like, every card here just has a purpose to do something. So it was very interesting. The downside to this deck, I do think that it needs some other removal spells, probably. This is what I would say. If you were missing any cards for this list, I think it's very reasonable to play some more Legion Extruders. Just to deal with all those early aggro creatures, get rid of opposing Badger Moles, things like that. While also giving you game against control decks. Like, in the long run, just, you know, being able to turn random mutagen or mat tokens or whatever, or, you know, lander tokens, whatever it is, into a 3/3 creature during your opponent's instep is actually really big. And then if they're in a situation where they have spot removal, well, you're just, the thing they target, you just remove it, turn it into a 3/3. So this is actually really good for those as well. So I don't mind playing more Legion Extruders. Matter of fact, it's probably the one card in the deck, believe it or not, I was hoping or wishing I had more of throughout those games. Would I replace anything else? That's the hard part, right? Like, could you go one less Mutagen Man? Like, maybe. You know, one less Viper or Leatherhead? Maybe. So, like, if you're missing stuff, I get it. That would make sense to replace those. But otherwise, everything worked great. I mean, we lost one game because we got, like, double Restless Cottage. I think that's where the loss came from, if I remember right. But otherwise, yeah, there's not much to complain about. This was a lot of fun. I do think, though, like I said, with a limited amount of removal, there's going to be times that you will just get beat by one of the, like, random life game decks or mono white auras or something like that, because you're just not picking off enough early things, and you'll need turns 3, 4, 5 to get set up. Now, if you get there and your opponent doesn't do anything to your stuff, or maybe you're able to stack up a giant Leatherhead, then you're probably okay. But if you don't get those things in those matchups, it is going to be very difficult. So I would keep that in mind. If you're worried about graveyards, obviously we could play more of the Ooze. I don't think that's a problem if you want to include those. But yeah, this was fun. The link will be over on Moxfield like always if you want to download it and give it a go. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.